All right, we're back. And today it's day three of our Reddit challenge. And according to the plan, we are now going to cover the topic of teachers. We're going to read discussions about favorite teachers, worst teachers, and memorable lessons. Let's start then. I've already researched the topic. Who is your favorite teacher? And do you guys have favorites? Um, all right, I think yeah. That you're growing up and what made them so cool. Let's read this one. Yeah. All right, I'll start. Mine was my high school. Let me get this one and copy paste it to. Yep, right here. Let's start. I'll start. Mine was my high school biology and art teacher, small school. Dude was kind of nuts, but in a good way. Nuts means like very bad, you know. Like this teacher was very bad, but in a good way. He had this infectious enthusiasm for everything and always had some new gadget or computer program to show us. Infectious enthusiasm. Let's check it out. All right. Infectious enthusiasm. An intense excitement or passion that easily spreads to other people. Ah, all right. I gotta check its pronunciation as well. Let's double check it. Infectious. Infectious. All right, we're almost right. Infectious enthusiasm is an intense excitement or passion that easily spreads to other people, making them feel happy or eager to join in. Yeah, it's like spreading energy. You've got a high level of energy, and whenever people see you, you like others get this energy as well. So yeah, that's a pretty good one. We can use it when we are talking about people. For example, we might want to say, well, I love this dude because he has this infectious enthusiasm. Whenever I get to see him, I always laugh out loud and I always have this high level of energy because I am surrounded by him or because I am just with him. Infectious enthusiasm. I like this one. And I would like you guys to learn the use of this on your like I'd like you to learn this on your own because that's pretty cool. It's like nativish chunk for everything and always had some new gadget or computer program to show us. He made a blow dart out of a piece of pipe he found. Blow darts. So what does it mean? Blow darts meaning blow hard or blow darts? No, I couldn't really find it. He made a blow dart out of a piece of a pipe he found and embedded a thumbtack in the ceiling with it. He had what I believe was UV laser pointer that none of us were allowed to touch. None of us were allowed to do something. For example, you might want to say, well, at school, we had a lot of computers, but none of us were allowed to use them. You might want to say that was strong enough to poop balloons. He taught us printmaking and perspective and showed us uh, tardigrades and Daphne under a microscope. He's the reason I pursued an art career. Who was your favorite teacher on Reddit? Or I didn't really understand like several words here, so I'm gonna have to ask AI what these words mean. So let's start then. The one that I didn't understand was, I mean, I gotta simplify this part. He made a blow dart out of a piece of pipe. Pipe is like turba, you know, a pipe he found and embedded like to include it, all right, like connect something into something. A thumbtack in the ceiling patalok. With it, he had what I believe was UV laser pointer. All right, thumbtack, um, thumb. Thumbtack. No, thumbtack. Thumbtack. All right. This one is thumbtack. All right. Tack, 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 tack. It's printmaking in perspective. Print making and perspective. Tardigrades. The phenum. I mean, these are something related to biology, I believe. Yeah. And blow darts. Let's see. Very interesting. All right. Blow dart. Now that makes sense. Like most probably watched it in movies. Like you are going to just blow from one end, and from the other end, there are going to be spines. And once you blow, like at its one end, like at its start, you are going to throw a piece of something. Yeah. Now it makes sense. It's a small dart that is shot through a blowpipe by blowing air through it. He made a blow dart out of a piece of pipe he found. Beautiful. You see, that's a beautiful one. I mean, I love it. I mean, I literally love it. So we might want to say when we are having IELTS speaking part two, describe a friend of yours, or describe your best friend. When you are talking about his qualities, and maybe you might want to talk about your favorite activity or your most memorable activity together, and you might continue in this way. In one particular occasion that I will never forget for the rest of my life, and that I can tell to my kids over and over, is gonna be the one when we made a blow dart together out of a piece of pipe we found. That was literally amazing. We could play it for hours, and it got to a point where we actually, I mean, sadly, killed a bird. I mean, this innocent bird. I mean, yeah, we were kids, but yeah, all of it was fun. Fun, you can say. You see, that's why I love Reddit. You're gonna learn what you don't know, and that's so cool. Yeah, that's a blow dart. If you still didn't understand, yep, here we go. You're going to blow from one end, and you're going to throw like different things. It might be a spiny stick, or it might be a pointy stick. Yeah, pointy. We can say pointy. And then embedded a thumbtack in the ceiling with it. All right, you see? Now makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Now I understand what he's trying to say. So he made a blow dart, and he would insert a thumbtack, what we saw on right here. So yeah, he would insert a thumbtack into a blow dart, and he would just blow it to the ceiling. And then he would just um yeah, like like I can't really put it into words, but yeah, I mean that's insane. That's so cool. We can do this way. We can do this way. We can do this way. Create a picture. Create a picture. That's gonna make it a lot easier for you to understand. And the next one, printmaking is this one. Yeah, that's quite easy. Perspective. In art, perspective is a technique used to create illusion of depth and distance. You see? That's perspective in art. Railway tracks appear to meet in the distance because of perspective. The teacher explained to 1 point perspective. Learning perspective helped me draw realistic buildings. All right, all right. And next one, tardigrades, also called water bears, are tiny microscopic animals famous for surviving extreme conditions. All right. They can survive freezing temperatures, extreme heat, radiation, even the vacuum of space. Crazy. We observe tardigrades under the microscope. All right. So you can use this one when you are asked questions about science. For example, do you like science? Yeah, I literally go crazy over science because our biology teacher brings subjects to life. Instead of basing everything on theory, we just practice. For example, about a few weeks ago, we learned about tardigrades. We saw them under the microscope, and what makes them even more amazing is that they can survive like very extreme conditions, like freezing temperatures, extreme heat, radiation, or even this vacuum of space. I mean, these are all mind-boggling. You see, that's a solid answer. I believe you can get a 9. So yeah, next one, Daphnia, often called water fleas, yeah, are tiny freshwater crustaceans, commonly studied in biology classes. They're transparent, so yeah, you're not gonna see them very easily. So under a microscope, we can often see their beating heart, digestive system, and movement. All right, look at this beauty. So these um species, yeah, are have this transparent, like what do we call it? Well, like what do we call this thing? Like, let me have a moment. Skin, yes, skin. They have this transparent skin, so we're gonna see what is happening inside their body. Crazy. So yeah. Yep, this one. You see, he found the pipe and he would just insert a thumbtack in it and he would blow it from one end and it would just be in the ceiling. That's crazy. All right, let's continue. That's all fun. So yeah, he had an amazing teacher, and now I envy him. He is the reason I pursued an art career. He is the reason he is the reason I did something. For example, I can say my dad is the reason I am who I am today. You see? Beautiful. Now I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things. Blow darts, we saw its picture. I don't really know what is it in English. Embed like to insert, yeah, thumbtack. You saw it as well in the ceiling. I told its translation a few minutes ago. And then printmaking and perspective. We learned perspective in art. It's not just a point of view, but in art, it's usually making objects seem more realistic by using uh, shapes more realistically. You're going to draw a shape, but it's going to make the picture more real. In tardigrades, water bears, yeah, they can survive very extreme conditions. Daphnia, who has a transparent skin. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing. Let's continue. Let's continue. Sister Maria Michael, 45 years ago when I was in the fifth grade, I got 9 out of 10 answers, right, and made a careless mistake on a test. Made a careless mistake, like made a silly mistake. I was the only one in class that got a 90, and she called me to her desk and whispered to me that I knew the answer. She erased my answer and put the correct answer and gave me 100 on the test. You see? Beautiful, yeah? Nice lady. And again, you can use this idea in your IELTS speaking part 1 or part 2. You might want to say, did you have a favorite teacher at school? Yeah, I had one, and I clearly remember what happened with this teacher. I mean, there was a day when I got 900 out of 100 in the final exam. I was around I was at around fifth grade, and like once I got the results, she called me to her desk and whispered to me that I knew the answer. And she erased my answer and put the correct answer and gave me 100 on this. I was truly elated at this moment. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better teacher. You can use this one as well. I couldn't ask for a better teacher. I couldn't ask for a better teacher. That means your teacher is now the best one. And whoever comes after him or her is not going to be as good as them. That was kind of her. That was kind of her. That was kind of her. You can use it in speaking as well. That was kind of her. You can say that was kind of my mother. Kind is like not just the type, but their behavior, but their action. Their action was really kind. My third grade teacher encouraged a love of reading in me that I have to this day. Beautiful language here. We gotta learn it. All right, stuck. My third grade teacher encouraged a love of reading in me that I have to this day. So basically, this teacher encouraged the person to love reading, and is this reading habit still exists, yeah, has continued up until now. Like to this day means up until now. Also, she figured out that my dad was a religious zealot. Let's check it out, who zealot is. Yep, this one.
Zealot.
Zealot. A person who has very strong ideas about a cause, religion, politics, and tries to force others to share them. Religious zealot who ruled my home with an iron fist, and she didn't let me read anything non-religious. Like his father didn't let him read anything non-religious. She helped me sneak books to read. Books bought secretly from somewhere. Sneak books to read and let me read a lot in class because I couldn't read at home. You see? Beautiful. Iron Fist. Like Iron Fist. Let's see this one as well. Iron Fist. Like it has a figurative meaning. Is a metaphor for strict, harsh, ruthless control or total power over people. Huh? That means ruled my home with an iron fist. That means ruled my home with an unbearable control. Like ruthless, very strict, very harsh. All right, it describes a leader, group, or system that use severe rules, force with no softness or pity. All right, pretty pathetic. All right, that's awesome. I'm sure she would be thrilled to hear that she inspired you like that. My third high school teacher, Miss Hollick, I always thought she's like me. She liked me. She cares for her students in a way that she doesn't want to show, but it shows anyway. I hope she's still alive, such a great woman. Like she doesn't really want her students to realize that she loves her kids, but anyway, she shows it. I hope she's still such a great woman. Or high school English teacher, I knew I wasn't in the best financial situation. My mom worked early and late hours, so I was responsible for getting my siblings to school. I was late 98% of the time. She moved my desk closer by the door so I could just quietly sneak in. Never gave me a hard time, just a soft smile when I walked in. It was a relief. Beautiful, you see, such amazing teachers exist. Perfect. I love it. So let's translate it together. So there was a high school teacher, and this high school teacher knew that like the person who shared this comment was not in the best financial situation, so they didn't really have a lot of money. Yeah. My mom worked early and late hours. Early and late hours means you're gonna work early in the morning and late at night, so you don't really have much time to rest. So I was responsible for getting my siblings to school. I was late 98% of the time. She moved my desk closer by the door so I could just quietly sneak in. We just read this one. Sneak is to secretly do something. Never gave me a hard time. Never gave me a hard time. Like my dad never gave me a hard time, you can say. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Just a soft smile when I walked in. It was a relief. Yeah, relief. Beautiful. Relief is like you relieve stress, like you release stress, and now you don't have anything disappointing or stressing. My favorite teacher was a chain-smoking old guy with a hunchback that just sat in his chair with his feet up on the desk. We didn't learn anything, but there was an aura of calm with him that if you knew how, all right, the school I went was with its bullying, screaming peoples, and you would understand how welcome that sea of calm was. Where we could read a book or just whisper to each other. Not sure why the savages in my class respected him, but he hypnotized us all with his laid back attitude. Beautiful language. Well, we gotta learn it. Beautiful language. All right. My favorite teacher was a chain smoking old guy. Smoking means like he smokes again and again, like literally back to back. You see, smoking cigarette on the right, on one right after another, often using the burning end of the current cigarette to light the next one. That's insane, you see. So he was a chain smoking old guy with a hunchback. Hunchback, like, is it a hairstyle? Hunchback. This one is hunchback. Like it's pretty common nowadays among a lot of people. Like it's about your posture, yeah. Uh, it's not just like the right posture that's normal spine, yeah, but the one is that is made through prolonged exposure to screens or not just having the right posture. So yeah, he had this hunchback that just sat in his chair with his feet up on the desk. We didn't learn anything, but there was an aura of calm. So whenever he would enter the room, like everything would be calm, like everything was peaceful. How bad the school I went was with its bullying, screaming people, and you would understand how welcome that sea of calm was. Sea of calm is like a lot of like a pretty big state of calmness, we can say. A sea of calm. So yeah, a complete peace, stillness, or a quiet place that has no stress or rough motion. Good one, good one. Sea of calm, like a very peaceful place. Not sure why the savages in my savage like very bad students. And respected him, but he hypnotized us. Hypnotized means like hypnosis again. Hypnotized us with us all with his laid back attitude. Laid back attitude means like very relaxed attitude. He doesn't really care about what is happening. So we might want to say, well, I personally don't know anything much about that person, but his laid back attitude is just driving me crazy. His relaxed attitude, the fact that he doesn't care about anything. Sometimes that's all he needs. Yeah, that's all he needs. Some stability. All right, yeah, let's read one more comment about who's your bad teacher. Who's your worst teacher? Come on. Come on, that's insane, you know. Like 11,000 comments. 11,000 comments. 11. Insane. Let's see. I had a relatively young teacher who had clearly peaked in high school, who peaked in high school, yeah, and was back to hang out with the cool kids. If you were popular, you got away with anything. Like you could get away with anything. It means you could just not be blamed for the wrongdoings you have done. And if you weren't, if you were not very bad, you could see the pain on his face when he had to give you some of his time. The guy also liked to go to high school kids' parties and creep out on the girls. He was everything I aspired not to be. He was everything I aspired not to be. Like he was the kind of person I tried not to look like. When you're talking about the person you hate, you might want to say, he was everything I aspired not to be. He's the kind of person who I don't want to look like. There was a teacher at my school who got fired for having partied at his house and drinking with the cool kids. I really don't understand the appeal of hanging out with high school kids. Either they were not part of the popular group or and now had the chance to experience that, or they were part of the popular group, but that's where they picked and wanted to be back on the top again. All right, that's gonna be the last one. It's probably gonna be the last one. Let's see. All right. I'm deaf, like I can't hear, to hearing aids. As punishment, my grade 3 teacher used to take off my hearing aids and make me sit in the hallway alone. Oh my goodness. That's insane. Take off my hearing aids and make me sit in the hallway alone. Answering a few questions, this happened in 1988. This was just one of many sadistic punishment techniques used. Sadistic. Sadistic. Getting pleasure or joy from. Come on. That's insane, you know. That's insane. So sadistic punishment techniques means like punishment techniques that give pleasure because people see the suffering of others. She did this several times. I don't really remember how long it lasted since it was 26 years ago, but my best friend told my mom. I didn't know it was even wrong. I trusted the authority of teachers. Authority, like their their power, reputation. Yeah, their yeah. I can't even remember what I did, but I know I didn't take much to set her off. It didn't take much to set her off, to get her angry, yeah. She also absolutely loved singling kids out in class and embarrassing them. Single kids out, like to separate them and to make them feel inferior, to make them feel bad. Single out, yes. Was it this one? Let me put it here. Yeah. Single outs. To choose one person or thing from a group to give them special attention or praise or criticism. Hmm. Single out. Single out kids out. Single kids out in class. Like to specifically choose them, like it's a bit neutral. You can use it for a negative context or a positive context. She would dump the contents of your desk out in front of the class and make you clean it up while everyone watched if it took too long getting out of a book or pencil. Like yeah, all right. Look, she would dump the contents of your desk out in front of the class. She would ruin everything. She would just throw different stuff to different places and she would make you clean it up while everyone watched if you took too long getting out of a book or pencil. Once we had swimming lessons afterwards I couldn't find my underwear. But I was so afraid of being late that I just went commando and later tried to whisper to her that I couldn't find my underwater. She yells out in front of the entire class. You're not wearing underwear? What a cruel teacher. Come on, that's childhood trauma, literally. Her name was Mrs. Branson, a baron in the fifth grade. I won a writing contest about the evil Red Baron who got shot down in the skies by Ace, a top dogfighter. I got my revenge through the pen. All right, all right, all right. So yeah, a lot of great chunks. I highly recommend you to go through the comments that we have just gone through. Yeah, I mean, literally amazing. I enjoyed today's session because I learned a very good one. What was it? Dodge something? I can't remember. Um, where is that? Yeah, blow dart. Yeah, blow dart. I learned this one, blow dart. Yep. I'm gonna have to revise quite a lot of things, and I'll have to go through the comments because they're so interesting. So yeah, that's it for day three, and thank you for being loyal viewers. Yeah. So yeah, you guys keep going, and I'll see you all on day four. See ya.